Did you see that response that she had just now? How she felt about herself? That's because her mother put in that investment, put that time in to her hair to ensure that she could get that feeling without having to put the rug on her head.
So here I have my 4-year-old daughter, Jelani. Look at the camera, baby. Say
Hey,
hi.
Lonnie.
I already have her shampooed and blow dried. I got her. We did a deep condition. This is what it's called, a soft flower. When you blow dry. Hold on, baby. When you blow dry, the hair so when it's like this. I haven't used any like hot tools or anything like that. So right now, what I'm doing is I am sectioning the front of her hair from the back. I always start from the back to the front.
There are no chemical products going in her hair, correct?
No, absolutely not. She is chemical free.
We messed up a lot of our children's hair back in the day with,
Yeah.
with chemicals and things of that
Yep.
nature that did permanent damage to their hair.
There's a misconception with relaxing out here. Relaxers don't make your hair fall out. They can break your hair if you don't properly maintain it. Once you relax your hair, your hair has to be put on a schedule. Typically, people who relax their hair, they have to do a retouch every 6 to 8 weeks. During that time frame, you'll get to know your hair. If you find that your hair is shedding with the relaxer, that means that your hair is craving a relaxer. So relaxers, that's a horrible misconception that oh, relaxer or the chemical messes up your hair. It's not that. It's the maintenance after that you use that will determine if your hair will either grow or fall out.
So if it's not the chemicals or the relaxer itself,
Mhm.
and it's actually the maintenance program portion of it that's doing the damage, how would we know that?
It's the job of the stylist to educate their client.
What type of shampoo and conditioners you should use? Should you use a conditioner? Should you use a shampoo?
If you have curly hair, you should always, always, always condition your hair. Because believe it or not, curly hair is weaker than straight hair. Every corner is very fragile. And if you don't hydrate your hair, if you don't oil it, condition it, it's going to break. Every time you go to put it in a ponytail or you brush it and it's dry, or and you're pulling on it and it's dry, it'll snap. So you have to make sure that you're always conditioning your hair.
The natural hair, right? Like obviously, I have natural hair. People want to know, like, how do you take care of this thing? Like, because when it's outside and it's big and it's bouncy and it's like, man, that looks great, right? But how do you tie it down? What products do you use?
So the product is a trial and error. You won't know what works for your hair until you try it. So usually I would say the pineapple method. So you would flip your head upside down where all your hair is at the top, like this. And you take your silk satin scarf and you wrap it around. You leave all your curls at the top. So when you're laying down, you are not crunching on them. You're not, squishing them or anything like that. And then when you let it down, it'll just, you fluff it and you go. I was like, you know what? Let me try this natural thing out. So I think in 2011 was my last relaxer. By the end of like maybe around September of that year, I had cut my hair really short. My hair is more manageable now. Like, when it's curly, it's a lot more to deal with. But now, because I have so many different products and things like that on the market, it made it so much easier. And I realized, too, like my hair is 100% natural and is just as straight as someone
Right.
who had would have a perm.
What advice would you give to someone like me who wants to see growth in their natural hair?
Okay, so for someone like you, right? If your hair is naturally fine, that's your hair, right? Now there are products that you can use to make it, fuller. Like, how often do you get your hair trimmed?
I just started trimming it, but myself, so I'm not sure if I'm even doing it correctly.
You have to get those dead ends off. Hair does not grow with the dead ends. You could put as much conditioner, you could treat it as much as you want. It has to go. And usually I recommend to trim your ends every 6 to 8 weeks. Now, once your hair becomes to a healthy point, you do not have to trim it that often.
What does a
Right.
trim mean? For me, right? Maybe a trim is here. For somebody else, maybe a trim is up here.
A trim is when you are literally taking you're dusting the ends of your hair. If you wait too long, your trim becomes a haircut. So a lot of people say, oh, I went to the hair salon and they chopped all my hair off. It's not that they chopped your hair off. They cut what they saw that was damaged. I would usually trim at the soft blowout stage. This stage, the client sees everything. I say, look, I feel like you need about an inch. oh, I'm not comfortable with an inch. So I like to meet them at a medium so they don't feel like I'm cutting too much of their hair, but I'm still getting to a healthy point.
What are some of the best protective styles that really do protect your hair?
It honestly depends on your hair. For you, because your hair is already fine, braids may not be, what a protective style that would help your hair grow the best. Also, on top of that, too, you have to be mindful of the stylist that you're going to, how they braid, the size that you're getting, the length that you're getting, because all those things factor in. If you have fine hair, like I know you do, Shantae, I would not recommend you getting small braids or braids too big or braids too long, because that is too much tension on your hair. And with that amount of tension, it could cause breakage, but it also can cause permanent damage.
That looks
Look into the
beautiful.
camera and show them your hair.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
So
there
yes,
she
I mean, for
go.
her, it's a little
There she go.
um
And did you see that response that she had just now? Right? Like how she felt about herself, right? But that's because her mother put in that investment, put that time in
yes,
to her hair to ensure that that she can get that feeling
right.
without having to put the rug on her head.
What matters the most is the connection you have with your stylist, right? Because there are clients who I have come every 6 to 8 weeks, and if something's happening or they're noticing something with their hair, they text me, they call me. So having that open line of communication and being a resource for your client, they know their hair, but you know their hair best because they see you. I can see the things that they can't see behind their hair, their scalp, and all of those kind of things. There's
That's
things
cool.
that you can do at home that your stylist can let you know that will hold you over until your next appointment or until till you have it. So I also wanted to show you guys some of my favorite products. Yeah, I'm just gonna go through a few. So what I used in Lonnie here was this. This is the Mika's Blockade. It's a heat protector. This is a primer. You spray this. I spray this on right after this before I start blow drying. And then it's the anti-humidity spray because she is natural. I like to use this, and I like to do it when I blow dry because it's heat activated. Shantae, you were saying about your hair being thin and stuff like that. I love this Jamaican black castor oil. It's a thickening
Okay.
agent, and it helps strengthen your hair. This is for my curly girls. This is like my favorite product. If you have a knot or your hair is super dry, it's a detangling. But I also use it to style my daughter's hair when I'm doing like a curly style. I do like bobos and twists. This is my favorite oil sheen. I live by this. It's nourishing for your hair and it's hydrating and it gives it a great shine. This I use for my braids. One of my favorite products too that I use, and I use it for ponytails or styling little kids' hair. It's called the Hair Perfector because it's exactly that. If you do not have all the products in your arsenal of hair products, this is the one that you need to have.